You know, I read a study once that has never really left me. It said that the average person will spend over 360 days of their life just looking for things they own but can't find. A full year. Spent not in joy, not in sorrow, not in love or labor, but in a frantic, quiet panic, shifting piles of our own possessions, searching for a receipt, a key, a passport, a charger. A year of our one precious life poured into the black hole of our own clutter. And I remember thinking, that's not just lost time. That's a stolen year. I want to talk to you about a lie. A beautiful, seductive, socially acceptable lie that I have told myself for most of my adult life. It's a lie that sounds like productivity. It looks like control. It feels, in the moment, like virtue. It is the lie of organization. I can remember the specific, almost euphoric high of buying a new set of clear, stackable bins. The crisp labels from the label maker, the satisfying click of the lid. I would spend a full Saturday afternoon, maybe 4 or 5 hours, dismantling a closet. I'd pull everything out, create a mountain of my own life on the bedroom floor. Clothes I hadn't worn since a different version of me existed. Gifts that carried the weight of obligation. Gadgets that promised a future of efficiency that never arrived. And I would sort it. I would categorize it. I would fold it with a method I saw in a video. I would create a new, perfect, pristine system. And at the end of it, I would stand there sweating a little, back aching. And I would look at that clean, ordered space, and I would feel a surge of triumph. I did it. I solved it. But the truth, the quiet, seeping truth that would always find me a week later, a month later, was that I had solved nothing. I had simply rearranged the deck chairs on the Titanic. The mountain on the floor was now a neatly stacked, labeled mountain in the closet. The burden was still there. It was just tidier. I had not reduced the weight. I had just distributed it more evenly across my soul. I was paying a perpetual debt on items I had long since stopped using, with a currency that was infinitely more valuable than money. I was paying with my time. This is the first pillar of the trap. The cost of maintenance. We think that once we buy something, the cost is over. We've paid the price tag. But that is the smallest, most initial fee. The real cost is the lifelong subscription service you automatically sign up for. The subscription is paid in minutes and hours. The time spent dusting it. The time spent cleaning around it. The time spent moving it from one place to another when you need the space. The time spent reorganizing the cupboard it lives in. The time spent thinking about where to store it. The time spent worrying if it's safe, if it's getting damaged. We are trading our most valuable, non-renewable asset, the seconds of our life, for the temporary illusion of control over items we don't even need. It's a treadmill of tidiness, and you are running, just to stay in the same place. You organize the pantry, and a week later, it's chaos again. You sort the toolbox, and soon the screws are mixed. You file the papers, and a new stack appears. You run faster. You buy better bins. You implement a more complex system, but you are still on the treadmill, in the same spot, just more exhausted. The goal was never to be a better runner on the treadmill. The goal was to find the stop button, to step off. And the running, the constant maintenance, creates the second pillar of the trap, the psychological cage. We like to think that when we close the closet door, when we shut the drawer, that's it. Out of sight, out of mind. But that is the most dangerous lie of all. Neuroscience tells us that our visual field is a constant drain on our cognitive resources. Even if you're not consciously looking at the clutter in your peripheral vision, a part of your brain is. It's registering it, processing it, filing it. It's background noise in your mind, but it goes deeper than just visual noise. Every single thing you own is an emotional anchor. It's tied to a memory, a hope, a fear, a version of yourself. That sweater from a failed relationship. It's not a sweater. It's a repository for heartache. That bread machine you used twice. It's not an appliance. It's a monument to your own failed optimism. That box of childhood memorabilia. It's not just paper and trinkets. It's a heavy, unedited biography of who you were. And every anchor, every single one, is also a decision. Not a decision you make once, but a decision that is perpetually deferred. Do I keep this? Do I need this? What if I need it later? Where should it go? Is it in the right place? Is it getting moldy in the basement? Should I donate it? Would that be wasteful? The mental fatigue from constantly, subconsciously processing your inventory is immense. It's like having dozens, hundreds, maybe thousands of browser tabs open in your mind, all running in the background, each one consuming a little bit of your processing power, your CPU. You sit down to do meaningful work, to create, to think, to be present with your family, and you feel tired, distracted, foggy. You think it's a lack of coffee or a lack of sleep, but often it's a lack of mental space. It's the neurological weight of your possessions. True freedom, the kind that allows for deep focus and profound peace, isn't a cluttered mind with a good filing system. It's an empty mind, a quiet mind. I finally understood this during a period of my life that was defined by loss. It wasn't a chosen minimalism. It was an enforced one. I had to move suddenly, and I could only take what fit in my car. For the first week, living in a nearly empty space, I felt unmoored. I felt like I had lost my identity, because my identity was so tied to my things. My books proved I was smart. My art proved I was cultured. My gadgets proved I was modern. Without them, who was I? It was terrifying. But then, a strange thing happened. The silence began to feel like peace, not absence. The empty space began to feel like potential, not lack. I woke up in the morning and my mind was clear. There was nothing to tidy, nothing to organize, no decisions to be made about stuff. The mental browser tabs were closed. All of them. For the first time in my adult life, I had the full processing power of my own brain available to me. I could think. I could read a book and not feel a low-level anxiety about the closet I needed to clean. I could go for a walk and just be on the walk, not mentally composing a shopping list for new storage solutions. The energy I had been pouring into the maintenance of things was suddenly returned to me. It was like getting a part of my soul back. This is the third pillar, the only real solution. Elimination. Tut. Not better organization. The goal is not a perfect system. The goal is a state of being, a state of lightness, a state where your possessions are so few and so intentional that they require no system at all. Owning less is the final, permanent solution that ends the war. It doesn't require you to be a better soldier. It declares peace. We are conditioned to believe that power, mastery, success comes from addition. A bigger house, a faster car, a newer phone, more clothes, more tools. We are accumulation machines. But real mastery, the kind that leads to freedom, is defined by subtraction. It is the courage to choose what to remove. A sculptor creates a beautiful statue not by adding clay, but by chipping away everything that isn't the statue. Our lives are that block of marble, and every possession, every commitment, every distraction is a piece of excess stone. The art is in the removal. Letting go is a difficult, painful, emotional process. It feels like a kind of death. You are killing the person who would have worn that dress to the perfect party. You are killing the hobbyist who would have used that specialized tool. You are killing the hopeful parent who bought that educational toy for a child who never showed an interest. Letting go is a funeral for 1,000 possible futures. And you have to sit in that grief. You have to acknowledge the hope that was attached to the object, and then you have to bury it. But on the other side of that grief is a resurrection. The weight lifts. The space opens. The time returns to you. You start to invest in being and doing rather than in having and maintaining. You realize that every item you let go of is not a loss, but a trade. You are trading a thing for a piece of your life back. You are trading clutter for clarity. You are trading maintenance for mastery over your own attention. I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine your perfect day. Not a vacation day, but a truly fulfilling, ordinary day in the life you want to be living. What are you doing? Are you reading? Writing? Building something with your hands? Playing with your children without constantly thinking about the mess? Are you having a long, deep conversation with someone you love? Are you learning a new skill? Are you simply sitting in perfect, quiet contentment? Now look at that vision. How much of that day is spent organizing, cleaning, managing, or worrying about your possession? I would guess the answer is 0. Because a perfect day is not defined by the perfection of your storage solutions. It is defined by the quality of your experience. The clutter, the stuff, it's the antagonist in the story of that perfect day. It's the thing that gets in the way. It's the distraction, the chore, the weight that prevents you from ever quite getting there. The minimalist choice, the choice to own less, is often seen as a choice of austerity, of lack, of self-denial. But I have come to see it as the highest form of discipline and the deepest form of self-love. It is the ultimate declaration that you value your future time, your future peace, your future freedom, more than you value your current desire to acquire or your current fear of letting go. It is a vote for your future self. It is saying to the person you will be tomorrow, and next month, and next year, I value your peace more than my present comfort. I am giving you the gift of space and time. So I am asking you to do something radical. I am not asking you to buy a new label maker. I am not asking you to design a new filing system. I am asking you to stop. Stop organizing your life. It is a trap. The beautifully labeled bin is just a prettier cage. Instead, start editing it. Take one small space, a single drawer, not a whole closet, just one drawer. Take everything out. And I want you to hold each item, and I want you to ask not where does this go, but does this earn its place in my life? Does it pay rent in joy, in utility, in beauty? Or is it a squatter, taking up space and demanding your energy for nothing in return? Be ruthless. Be kind to your future self. Thank the item for its service if you need to, and then let it go. Feel the weight of that one drawer disappear. You will feel a resistance. A voice will tell you that you might need it, that it was expensive, that it was a gift. That voice is the fear of an empty space. But an empty space is not a void. It is a sanctuary. It is a room for your mind to breathe. The true freedom is not having the perfectly organized garage where every tool is hanging on a pegboard outline. The true freedom is not having a garage at all. The true freedom is needing so little that you are no longer a servant to the things you own, but a master of the life you live. The true freedom is when your possessions are so few and so loved that they require no management. They simply exist as quiet, supportive partners in your life, not as noisy, demanding children. Your life is happening right now, this minute, and a year of it is hiding somewhere in a cluttered drawer, under a pile of things you don't need. Go and find it, not by organizing the pile, but by removing it. Let this be the day you step off the treadmill. Let this be the day you stop building cages and start creating space. Let this be the day you choose freedom.